Hey everyone, this is Scott from Scott to Real Podcast. Welcome to another edition of ReWatching HAPPY Season 1. Today I'm talking about Episode 4, The Year of the Horse. In this episode we saw Haley's trail leads Nick and Happy to Chinatown, while crime lord Blue's reality TV star sister Isabella starts asking questions about her dead sons. So I just finished rewatching this episode, and this episode was a little slow. We got a lot of people asking a lot of questions, a lot of investigating going on the part of Nick and on the part of Mary and Haley's mom, and even with Blue's sister being introduced and her spending some time asking questions about her dead sons, which are the ones that Nick killed in the first episode. But yeah, overall it was still a fun episode. I like that we at the beginning we see Happy get swallowed by the bad Santa, and then he climbs his way back out of the bad Santa's throat, effectively saving Nick from getting his ass completely, even more so kicked than it already was. So that was a fun little thing. It was kind of interesting to see that Happy even kind of justifies how he does it, which is how, bad Santa's able to swallow him down his throat, which is that if you believe in Happy, then you're able to see him and touch him, and that's I guess what makes him real and be able to affect, certain people, if you believe in them. So that was interesting that they threw that little line in there and showed a little bit of a kind of foreshadowing to the fact that Happy can affect people who believe in him. So that's a little bit of foreshadowing for some future stuff. Some of the other things I liked about this episode, we see this Mr. Bug character introduced, who seems to be the boss of Blue, which is really interesting. This dude just dressed up in this S&M style bug costume, just fucking around with Blue a little bit, scaring the piss out of Blue. And yeah, Blue's kidnapped all these kids for him, so yeah, not nice fellows. But it was an interesting kind of character to introduce, because you're just like, who the fuck is this guy? Is this going to come into play at all? And since I'm rewatching it, I already know how this plays out, and yeah, it doesn't get much explanation other than the guy who is in that costume is fucked up. The character in general, just a fucked up character. But yeah, fucked up people in this world, particularly in TV shows like this. But yeah, some of the other things I liked about this episode: the Chinatown fight, Nick just taking on a whole gang of whole Chinatown gang and kicking ass. Like, I love that at one point he's got one of them, he's pretty much using him as a human shield, but also using the knife in the guy's hand to stab all these gang members. It was just awesome. It was a great fight. I just love seeing Nick just kick some ass. That's what I enjoy about this show. It's just gruesome, brutal, and then the nunchucks came out, and he had a little trouble with that until that guy then the guy gets squashed by a truck, which is just very happy is the best way to put that. And then at the end they end up finding the location where Santa was hiding the children, but he'd already moved them by the time Nick got there and Mary had arrived there at the same time. So that's just the way they extend this season a little bit longer, is to get actually a full 8 episodes out of it, as opposed to only being a couple, because the graphic novel is quite short, so they had to stretch a few parts just to make it last at least a 8-episode season. So I'm curious to see what they'll do with the second season, considering I think they've only just written the book. I think the book is supposed to come out, the second Happy book is supposed to come out around the same time as the Happy Season 2, and so I'm curious to see how those two line up as well. But yeah, that's all my thoughts about this episode of Happy. Be sure to let me know in the comments below what you thought of Episode 4 of Season 1 of Happy. Thanks again for joining me today, and have a good one.